What's up, YouTube? And I'm back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to give my preview and my prediction for the Tennessee Volunteers going on the road to play against the Oklahoma Sooners. This is going to be a very, very fun matchup. Uh, really intriguing matchup. You have head coach Josh Heupel going back to his old university in Oklahoma. We all know he's a legend there in Oklahoma. And so far, he's kind of downplayed the significance of this game, but we all know the history. What happened. So he's bringing in his brand new team in Tennessee there. And this is a huge matchup. You got a team in Tennessee that's just looks really, really good offensively and defensively. And you have a great team in Oklahoma as well. Team seems like they haven't hit where they want to be yet, but it's still early in the season. But really, really game Oklahoma team. And I'm going to just go ahead and read off the stats. So far, this is going to be a huge matchup. Tennessee is ranked currently, I believe, number 6, and Oklahoma's number 15. Really, really good matchup. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna just read off a couple of stats of both teams and give you a little background and give you some stats of the players on each team. Of course, Tennessee has a freshman quarterback, Nico. I'm gonna make sure I get his name right. It's Iamale Iava. I think I pronounced his name Iamale Ava. I think I got it right. But great talent, man. For him to be playing as well as he has, man, really, really good quarterback. So far, he's thrown for 698 yards. He has a completion percentage of 71.6. Has 6 touchdowns passing and 2 interceptions. The fact that he's playing at this level already, man, it's going to be scary, for college football, man. Really, really good player. He can do it all. He can run the ball as well. Um, I'm gonna read off his rushing stat. Yeah, he has 102 yards on the ground rushing already with a touchdown. So definitely a guy that can hit you with the pass and can take off as well. Very, very athletic, very, very tall guy, and can pretty much throw every pass there is. He's really, really good at passing the ball downfield. He stands in the pocket. He just has that swagger. Like you just know that he feels comfortable with this offense that Josh Heupel runs. So he's very, very dangerous, man. Really, really good quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. At running back, Dylan Sampson, man, this guy is a beast of a player. So far, he has 357 yards rushing with 9 touchdowns. This is the guy that Oklahoma is going to have to try to bottle up. Tennessee is a run-first team. A lot of people don't really recognize that, but everything goes through the run, and their offensive line does a very, very good job of setting that up. They got a lot of talented players, but Dylan Sampson is that guy as far as the rush yards. They also have a guy in Deshaun Bishop. He's another guy with 222 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns. So they're very, very lethal on that ground, man, just like the previous teams from a couple seasons ago. Like I said, everything, Tennessee does evolves around the run, and they're very, very good, you know, at running that fast-paced offense. They're very, very fast. So Oklahoma's going to have their hands full in this matchup. Now at wide receiver, this is a guy I've been talking about for the last couple of seasons. He came in, I think he came from Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. Dante Thornton Jr. This guy right here, he's starting to emerge for them. He's the leader wide receiver in that room right now with 169 yards receiving. He has 2 touchdowns. I was trying to tell people a couple seasons ago, this guy get going in this offense, he's going to be a problem. He's definitely the leading receiver right now for the Tennessee Volunteers, so definitely a guy to watch out for. Of course, Brew McCoy, just a beast of a player as well with 108 yards receiving. Doesn't have a touchdown yet, but rest assured he's going to be a key player in this offense going forward. They also have Chris Brazzell at wide receiver. He has 140 yards with a touchdown. So, like I said, this Tennessee offense is very, very hard to defend. They pride themselves on that fast-paced offense, man, and they're just very, very lethal, all the way around. So it's going to be fun to see how Oklahoma is going to stop this offense. It's going to be very, very interesting. A lot of people say, they feel like Tennessee hasn't really faced anybody yet. Well, this will definitely be their first real test against an SEC opponent. Of course, Oklahoma is now part of the SEC now, so uh, it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Defensively, we all know Tennessee last couple of years, their defense has improved, but they have so many playmakers on that defense, man, and they're just playing very, very good, man. They get after the quarterback. They have the guy leading the tackles is Idris Farouk, really, really good player for the Tennessee Volunteers. I mean, they just got a lot of that front seven is very, very good. I was watching the tape, and they're just flying all over the ball, man, and they're there to pick you off and stuff like that. They're just very, very good. Speaking of picks, Will Brooks, he has one interception. Uh, he's also like I said, leading with the tackles. Just very, very good player. Yeah, he has 10 total tackles as well as, like I said, Idris Farouk, he has 10 tackles as well. So just a very, very, type of defense that gets after the quarterback. They're very, very aggressive, and they're very, very good at what they do. I was trying to look at their stats, sacks. They have 4 sacks on the season already. Just very, very good, defensive team all the way around, and you can tell that they're used to their fast-paced offense. As quick as they are on defense. So, like I said, man, Oklahoma's got their hands full in this matchup against Tennessee. Now I'm gonna read off, Oklahoma stats. Of course, they have Jackson Arnold as their quarterback. Very, very talented guy. We all know he's very, very talented. So far, he has 484 yards passing with a completion percentage of 62.8. He has 7 touchdowns on the season and 2 interceptions. So both quarterbacks, only turned the ball over twice. So that's very good in 3 matchups so far. You can tell both quarterbacks are really, really talented. Um, Jackson Arnold is also a guy that can run the ball as well. And there, I might add, he runs the ball a little bit more than, Nico. So very, very uh, lethal quarterback that can run the ball. He has 159 yards on the ground rushing, and actually he's leading the team in rushing with 2 touchdowns. So that's very, very good. But I would like to see Oklahoma, utilize their running backs. They have some really, really good running backs, man. Some guys that's been on that team for the last couple of years. Guys like Javante Barnes with 126 yards on the ground. Also got guys like Gavin Sawchuk and Taylor Tatum. All of those guys can contribute to that Oklahoma rushing attack. In my opinion, I feel like Oklahoma's O-line has some problems. They got a lot of doing a lot of switching around with the different guys. They have to get their 5 guys so they can start gelling and utilize some running backs they have, because Oklahoma has some really, really good talented players around in their room, especially in their running back room. So I would like to see guys like Barnes and Sawchuk and uh, Tatum to get the ball. Let them run the ball a little bit, establish that run. Receiving wise, Deion Burks, beast of a player. He has 169 yards of total offense receiving with 3 touchdowns. He's definitely the top wide receiver. They also got guys like Bauer Sharp at tight end and Brennan Thompson at wide receiver. So uh, got a lot of good guys on that team, man. Oklahoma's never, lacking of, talent. But you would like to see the offense, to get a little bit going, for the Oklahoma Sooners, get back to that, where they were before. Of course, they have new head coach, Brent Venables coming over. He's a defensive-minded guy. But you would like to see Oklahoma be able to, utilize the talent that they have around, because they can, at any moment, they can be a team that can explode. Now, I'm going to go over to the defense, and I think this is Oklahoma's strong suit. The defense is really, really good. Prior seasons, Oklahoma hasn't really been that good defensively, but like I said, having Brent Venables come over, you can tell that he's building that program and trying to get those guys, that fit the SEC, uh, play a more SEC brand of football, getting them ready. And they have greatly improved on defense, in my opinion. They have a really, really good defense. They have guys like Danny Stuntsman. He's the leading uh, tackler on the team. He has 33 total tackles. They also have a guy named Billy Bowman Jr. at DB. He has an interception on the season. So really, really good team, overall, man. They have a lot of good players. Like I said, they play sound football on defense and just really, really good all the way around. They have 11 sacks on the season so far. So it's going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma does against this Tennessee offense. It's going to be really, really good. Really, really good matchup to see. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to read off the last couple of teams that both teams played. Like I said, now actually in the bowl game, Tennessee played against Iowa. Iowa had a really, really good defense last season. Tennessee beat them 35-0 with Nico at quarterback, and that was a good test in my opinion. Iowa always has a very, very good defense, and for them to put up 35 points on that defense, that was really, really good. Then they played their first matchup against Chattanooga, beat them 69-3. Beat a team in North Carolina State 51-10. A lot of people thought that was going to be a really, really good matchup. Tennessee just went in there and just put up a lot of points. And then, of course, they beat Kent State 70-0. I think when I looked up at the halftime, Tennessee was already up like 30-some points, man. I think, was that halftime? Was that at first quarter? I can't remember, but it was a insane amount, man. So that's really, really good for Tennessee. And a lot of people are not talking about it. Tennessee's defense is really, really good as well. So far, I think they only gave up one touchdown against, North Carolina State, and I think the guy intercepted Nico. I think the ball got knocked up in the air, and the guy caught it, and he ran in for a touchdown. But other than that, Tennessee has been flawless on defense. So can they carry that over into this matchup we're going to see in this matchup against Oklahoma? And Oklahoma's last four games, Oklahoma played a bowl game against Arizona. They lost 38-24. Arizona team is really, really good last season. So kind of caught Oklahoma off guard in that matchup. Oklahoma beat, I think it's Temple. They beat them 51-3. They kind of struggled, versus Houston. Houston's, was a real one of those type of teams that play each team they play really, really hard. Beating them 16-12, and then they played a really, a lot of people don't want to say this, but they played a really, really good Tulane team and beat them 34-19. So, like I said, Oklahoma's, still trying to find their way, I feel like, on offense. Like I said, they do have the playmakers. They just got to figure out, I think they got to figure out their O-line, and then they'll be fine. But can they, can their defense help them in this matchup against Tennessee? Maybe get some turnovers to make, the matchup. We'll have to see. I'm looking at the line right now. The over and under is 57.5 points. Tennessee is currently the favorite to win this matchup at -7. Like I said, Tennessee has to go on the road to Neyland Stadium. Not Neyland Stadium, I'm sorry. Memorial Stadium. I'm thinking about Tennessee. Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. We all know Oklahoma has a big crowd. Oklahoma's going to be really, really hyped up for this matchup. And like I said, they're welcoming back a guy, that did a lot for their program. And it's going to be interesting to see how they, receive him coming through that tunnel. But if I had to give my pick for this matchup, I'm thinking Tennessee is going to pull this off. I just like what they're doing, on the offensive side of the ball. And like I said, their defense is playing really, really well. I have some question marks about Oklahoma's O-line. Tulane was able to get to, Jackson Arnold a couple times in that matchup. And I just feel like Tennessee is more ferocious up front than Tulane. It's definitely a step up in competition. don't get it twisted though. I think Oklahoma can still pull this out. If they can just get something going and maybe get some turnovers. Apply a lot of pressure on Nico, get him to make some mistakes because he did throw some picks in that North Carolina State matchup. So him being young could maybe show up in this matchup. But so far, these last couple of years, you have these freshman quarterbacks come in and they just come in and pick the offense right up and everything like that. And they're very, very mature. You can tell Nico is very, very mature. And I just see Tennessee pulling away with it. Now, I will say this: I think Oklahoma is the type of defense that's equipped to be able to handle the fast-paced um, offense that Tennessee runs. Oklahoma's used to it because they run it. Like I said, if they just can get their offense running, maybe put a lot of pressure on Nico to get a turnover here, they might win this matchup. But then on the other hand, you still have to compete with Tennessee's offense. And I just think Tennessee is just dangerous right now. With Nico at quarterback, I think he's going to give any team problems the way they run that offense. You got to be able to stop the run first. So, and I don't think Oklahoma's going to be able to sustain that. Sampson is a really, really good running back, and like I said, with the threat of Nico, um, he just doesn't seem to get rattled too easily. So, I'm gonna pick Tennessee to win this matchup. I can't really give a score because I really feel like Oklahoma can win this matchup, man, if they come to play. But I just got Tennessee winning. I just think overall, I think Tennessee has the better O-line, better offense, and I think their defense, is improving as well. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.